This is my review of the Mystery Ranch Pintler. Okay, we're going to jump right into this. This is the Mystery Ranch Pintler. I'm going to go through some of the reasons why I chose this pack and give you a little brief history of where I've come from. So, first off, when I decided that I was going to try my hand at elk hunting, I didn't have any money. I had 2 young kids, a wife that was going back to school to be a nurse. So, buying a higher end pack was not possible. So what I did was I did a bunch of research. This is actually just an older backpacking pack. This is a Mountain Smith Terra. This is $60 on eBay way back then. I still have it because it's a good pack. I packed an elk out in this. Is it perfect? No. Did it work? Yes. Budget, great pack. After that, I bought something that was a little bit more hunting specific. So this is the Easton Full Bore 5600. This is when Easton decided that they were going to do more in the hunting and tents and stuff. So I don't think that lasted very long. This is an awesome pack. The build quality just never seemed anywhere close to something of a Mystery Ranch or an EXO or whatnot. And I always had this idea that maybe this is only going to last me for a couple years and then fail, I'll have to replace it. But really this thing's been to Idaho, Colorado multiple times, the swamps of Florida hog hunting, and this thing has never let me down. It's a nice design, bat wing, kind of a meat neck comes up. Everything straps together, goes down really tight for a day pack. It's got forward pulls, and yeah, I've hunted a lot with this pack. But I wanted something that had a little bit different setup, and I've always really liked Mystery Ranch. So after that pack, I bought on sale a Mystery Ranch Glacier, which is actually in their backpacking line. I used it for a couple of years. It's kind of along the same lines as the Marshall, but yeah, the frame, it's really comfortable, but I didn't like the frame setup, and I also didn't like the one large compartment, and then when it compressed down, it was kind of billowy, kind of had straps things going everywhere, and it really didn't compress down nice. And then when it was compressed down, you didn't have as easy access to some of the things that you actually need. So I ended up selling that pack. I went back to the Easton in the meantime, and then here comes this pack. This pack I actually bought off Camel Fire. This is the 2019 version of the Pintler. The things that they changed in 2020, I think, is they added a pocket up here, and then some of the inside stuff, which I'll show you, they changed that. Everything else, I think, is fairly the same. They may have changed. I think they changed some of the ways that this breaks down for the overload shell. So we'll get into that. All right. Outside of the pack, first things that I noticed, the auto locking buckles. These weren't even on my radar when I was looking at these packs, but these auto locking buckles are awesome. When you cinch these down, they aren't going to move. So, and then you have to actually give them a little bit, you hit the button to give yourself a little bit of slack. These buckles are awesome. It's the guide light frame. If you guys aren't familiar with the guide light frame and a lot of Mystery Ranch frames, the adjustment is so simple. You've got this frame piece that separates the Velcro. Once that separates the Velcro, then you can move this up and down, kind of a custom fit where it's not hitting in certain areas. You can actually move it anywhere. So I love the frame. Forward pulls. Honestly, I don't know why any weight-bearing pack manufacturer does not have forward pulls on their hip belt. Another thing I like about on the outside of this is Mystery Ranch has some of the best little keepers here on your chest strap for your hydration hose and whatnot, and they're so simple. So I've got to go into my hydration hose, locking it down, and then on the other side I've got a little bitty micro light. What else on the outside? When you're in bear country, your bear spray holster, this is actually Mystery Ranch's bear spray holster. It fits perfect right here. It doesn't move around. It's still easy access, but it's not way up here on your hip belt, which I like. So I'm gonna start going through this. This is actually set up kind of for a day. This is everything I threw together for kind of a day, your day pack elk hunting. And one of the things that I've noticed when people describing this pack is they always call it a overnight, 2-day minimalist, whatever. And really, this is perfect for what we do as far as dropping camp. So what we usually do is kind of a pack in wilderness, 10 days, 2 weeks, drop camp, hunt in kind of day pack mode, and then if we need to move camp, we move camp. So rarely do we hunt with full camp on our backs. If that's your thing, you may want to look at something different, but I want to show you that this thing can really perform as far as the way I use it. So I'm going to break this down, go through the pockets, and then we'll load it up and show you a few things. One of the other things that people, some of the reviews have said is they say it's a little bit too many straps and things. I personally, I think they're in the right place, and I love where they're at and how many there are. If you're going to put a bow on the outside, that's easily done. I've seen guys put guns on the side in the stretchy pockets. You can go with trekking poles on the outside. Right now I've got homemade bugle tube in there. Obviously the trekking poles are going to fit. They'll fit awesome. And then you could actually do some sort of, pulling. Oh, crap. Don't do that to your trekking poles. Anyway, so you got trekking poles if you need be. In the top, there's a pretty good size little lid compartment. I've got gloves, toilet paper, headlamp, beanie, action camera, knife. So it gives you an idea what goes in there. And like I said, I think the 2020's got another little divided pocket up here. I don't know that I need that. And then while I'm talking about that, I saw some guys that they really wanted to expand. They like having a separate lid on top. So, and some of the guys are using the Kafaru lids. If you really need a lid and you've got some sort of pack that's got a lid, it would not take much to come down here, tie into your frame with a buckle, and then tie into some of this daisy chain stuff on the front. If you absolutely had to have a lid, I would probably just use the existing buckles off this, paracord them in here. We got some adjustment. Boom, we got an extra lid. I don't know that I'll need it or not. The whole concept behind this pack is this 3-way zip. It's rip zip or whatever they call it. It is nice. You can access the top by just ripping it up. One of the things that we like to do when we're out west is have quick access to our water filtration. So what's nice about this pack is with undoing one buckle, ripping down the front, There's my water filter, the Sawyer. Put it right back in. One buckle back. You're good to go. So let's get into the internals of this pack. Again, the rip zip waterproof zippers are awesome. You have full access, and I'll just go through some of the stuff that I've got tucked in here as far as day hunt type things. So binos, water, long trips. I do a pretty good size first aid deal. I've got, I don't know, an extra dry bag in here. We'll get to that here in a little bit. Some gaiters. Survival slash extra bowstring slash fire starting, whatever, however you do that sort of deal. Rain jacket. I've got a, out of here, tripod. And what's nice about these pockets is you've got some zippered mesh pockets in the back, these long pockets in the front, and behind the zippered mesh pocket, you can put, I don't know, I use it for my tripod. I'm probably going to use it for extra camera equipment, which I didn't talk about on the side. On this side, I've got your little mix your drinks for lunch or whatnot, some sort of hydration or vitamin C or whatnot. I've actually got GoPro tripod deal. That would fit easily in here on the back of this pocket if you didn't want it on the outside to get to. We got an old sock over top of it to protect it. So getting back to the inside. This is a Camelback. I think it's some sort of military version. This is the only water reservoir that I've ever had. I think today, these days, they've got a lot that are, the 3 liters are kind of wide. It'll do both. Obviously this one fits in here good. The little keeper just goes through the top. And I've got a little carabiner in here that's got a little mesh ditty bag that won't get lost in the bottom if for certain things that I need. Extra layer, game bags, and then in the little zipper pouches I've got license, chapstick, probably go with some extra camera battery stuff or an anchor charger or whatnot. So that's pretty well the inside of the bag. I like the organization, I like the size. I think it's 2,500, which seems small for an elk pack, but we're gonna get into that. Oh, and then on the bottom, it has the old school loops on the bottom, your little butt pad, place to put your feet, and whatnot. I always carry this little piece of thermarest with me. And I've got on the bottom also, I have a Night Eyes gear tie, like a foot long gear tie, which is awesome for a lot of things. You can set up your phone to take a picture, tying stuff to your pack, antlers, and all that fun stuff. So. All right, I'm gonna throw some of this stuff back in here so it's kind of get an idea of the volume when I do the rest of this. So let's throw this in. Let's throw this jacket back. Binos, why not? Alright. Again, it's nice to be able to access. Oh, and then the top lid, these crisscross straps, or you don't really have to crisscross them, are so awesome for either your antelope or elk decoy. Alright, just to fill this out. You get the idea. And then also in the day pack mode, I'll have a gallon Ziploc bag that's usually got my daily food kind of rationed out. Plenty of room for that stuff. Now, one of the things, and I think that they've improved as well with the 2020 version, is the way and the ability to get to the overload shelf. This overload shelf, I've seen a couple guys complain about it. It's not complicated. I'll go through it real quick and I'll show you what my ideas are. So I've got everything back into the pack. I'm gonna come down here to the floor so you guys can see a little bit better. Everything's back in for day pack, mostly mode, but you get the picture. So we're gonna go over the overload shelf, and I've seen some guys complain about how it's kind of a process to get this into the overload mode, but for me, really, that's not much of an issue. When I'm going to use the overload shelf is either going to be for camp, drop camp, sleep system, tent, extra clothes, the 2 weeks food or whatnot. Usually for me, it fits in something in this. So when you leave the truck, you're going to break this open, use the overload shelf, put camp in there, and you get up on the mountain or wherever you're going, drop camp, suck it back down into day pack mode. The other option is when you're going to pack meat and you're going to pack bone. So, okay, this is usually what the guys complain about. It's just these straps here. I think they don't take that long. So you're going to take up off your lifters here. That's probably going to be the first thing that I do. It doesn't take that much. I'm going to pop my side straps. I'm going to undo my water hose. I just tuck it back here. Let these go. You've got, and like I said, I think they updated this a little bit on the 2020, but I've never used it. Undo these two straps. You've got a couple at the bottom. One on this side, one on this side, and these two here. Pull it free, up over the carbon frame. Give yourself a little length here. You've got your overload shelf. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give these a little bit, come back up. You can adjust it there. So I got camp. I'm going in, I've got camp or meat or whatever I'm going to do. I'm going to lay it down this way. Stick camp in there. Give it a little tough a little bit on this side. Just click everything open. So you get it centered. Get water out of the way for right now. Alright. Take the other side. Crisscross the top. Tight, tight, tight. Everything's tight. You can go ahead and click this one, this bottom one back in if you need to. Yeah, and that's it. The water, I'd probably, because on that pack out, you're going to definitely want access to that hose. Go ahead and put these back on. Really doesn't take that long. And I will probably route the hose under this way. Oh, and here's where I can get to it. So, camp, meat, whatever you need, and you can expand back down to day pack mode. The other thing is too, so say you've got your meat and your day pack mode all together there, and you happen to have killed yourself some sort of little bull. I'm going to put this on here, so I'll show you how that goes. Top straps, give yourself plenty of room. I may have to let these out just a little bit more. Water out of the way. Lay it down. I'm gonna come in here like this. Get this position. Crisscross. Pull that sucker tight. And usually we'll find ourselves some sort of stick to keep this going. Oh, I got here's a little kid's cell phone I've been working on, so I'm gonna clip this in here. Bring one side up. Your stick's probably not gonna be this long. You'll get the idea. Paracord at that point, cut your stick off so you're not sticking out. It's gonna suck going down trails anyway with this thing, or in brush. So there you go. Have somebody help you lift that up. And that's probably one of the better feelings that you'll ever have in your life if you're carrying meat and elk antlers. So that's my review of the Mystery Ranch Pintler. I hope this helps somebody maybe make a decision on what type of pack that they're going to use. Stay tuned. We're actually antelope hunting this year, so this will be sucked down to quite a lot smaller package. Probably won't need to drop in camp. Some days we may not have a pack on our backs, but if we do get back in there, this is gonna be an awesome pack. I don't know that I mentioned too, on my scale, I think this entire pack with the guide light frame weighs 5.2, 5.3, 5.2, 5.3 pounds, I think. So yeah, thanks everybody.